Recently, she became a member and is now the secretary of the WPU Ting. So I'll hand you over to Ruth to talk a little bit more about her aspirations.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ting. I am currently head of legal with a single public listed multinational company. After spending the first 18 years of my life in Singapore, I moved to England where I completed my undergraduate studies in natural sciences before attending law school in London. I trained and practiced as an English solicitor, working in London and Frankfurt for the world's largest law firm at the time. I started working in early 2008 when the global financial crisis was accelerating. As a result, I immediately ended up working on several financial and capital markets restructurings brought about by that financial implosion. I have throughout my career been involved in highly complex, cross-border financial and corporate transactions spanning many different jurisdictions. While in London, I also volunteered for a few years in a free legal clinic, where I worked with the residents, some of whom were refugees, to help them with a wide variety of issues. I then moved back to Singapore, where I worked as legal counsel in an international financial institution in a department specialising in complex financial instruments, before moving to my current job. After coming home to Singapore in 2011, my journey with the Workers' Party began in May that year, when I started volunteering at Meet the People sessions every Monday night in Paya Lebar Division. I have also been helping with community events and parliamentary preparation work for our MPs, and I'm currently the secretary of the party's youth wing. I decided to join the Workers' Party in 2013. I saw for myself the dedication and sincerity of my colleagues and how we needed to work together towards improving the lives of fellow Singaporeans. I joined the Workers' Party also because I could see that there was much scope for improvement in current government policies and political and policy-making process. For example, many young people of my generation are extremely worried about the pressures associated with setting out in life, about the cost of housing, the cost of having children, and the cost of care for their parents and grandparents. They are also concerned about the dilution of the Singapore core and the impact that large-scale immigration has on the fabric of our society. I have seen too that unlike earlier generations, some young Singaporeans no longer think to dream of a better life and future for themselves and their children. I also believe that Singaporeans are not numbers on the spreadsheet. Singaporeans want to participate more actively in determining the future of our country. All Singaporeans have something to offer, and we should be finding ways for them to contribute more actively in shaping the policies and values of our society, especially through our country's democratic processes. I do not think we should rely solely on a few natural aristocrats to do so. These are some of the issues that my colleagues and I will be elaborating on throughout the course of this campaign. Finally, I believe that the WP is a rational, reasonable, and responsible participant in our political landscape that will ensure that we, together, work towards a better future for Singapore, where we are able to conduct public debate and decide on our way forward in a respectful manner, whether or not we agree with one another. I want to play my part in shaping my country's future, and I'm deeply honored to do so. I believe that, obviously, as young Singaporeans, the future of our country lies in our hands. It's up to us to take a step forward. It's up to us to stand up now for our beliefs, to stand up for what we actually believe in order to shape the future of our country. I believe that as a young person, I also can bring some diversity and maybe a certain perspective and point of view to Parliament and also to the whole democratic process in Singapore. Because, I think most people can tell you that there's definitely strength in diversity. this is something that Singapore has always been very proud of. That we are from various countries. We always talk about social studies in school. We always learn about how we are a melting pot. So I think just expanding on that concept a bit more. We actually also have people of all ages contributing towards the democratic process in Singapore. So I think it's actually very important. Yes. I think a lot of Singaporeans are actually have benefited, especially with the internet. A lot of Singaporeans do actually have the benefit of either themselves or someone close to them, someone they know, having some kind of international experience. So I don't actually think it's correct to say that we're becoming more insular. I think one of the issues that some Singaporeans might have is we feel very much that the policies that are being calibrated, especially maybe prior to 2011, did not actually really put Singaporeans themselves at the forefront. And I think it's fair to say that many Singaporeans felt that there were a lot of short-term solutions that were being pushed out without proper and due consideration